Today is March 29th of 2025. For the ones that do not know, it is Vietnam War Veterans Day. Appreciate all of the soldiers and the veterans that have served this country. Appreciate each individual for making a difference to stand for this country and for the people of the nation. Without each individual soldier, that flag would not stand. So thank you for keeping the flag standing, and thank you for protecting our freedom and rights. Praying that as you serve the country, that the country serves you. Happy Vietnam War Veterans Day, Super Fidelis. Very good. I'll push myself because you pushed yourself. Thank you. My arteries and veins are feeling more blood flow than usual, and it's causing me to feel a little nauseous, but you know, I used to do like 26 miles in a day, and you know, I stopped exercising like that for quite some time, and then now that I'm back to exercising, my body is not as used to it as before. And if you are a veteran that does not do as much exercising as you used to, remember that it's not too late and you can get exercise and get your body used to getting that exercise again. It definitely is a process. For the ones that do not know, I have a brain injury and I have an indention and break in my skull, and I had to stop for a moment because my brain was hurting in the parietal, but I'm doing great. It's just getting in that motive of physical therapy, you know, getting lots of exercise. I just need a few moments to help my brain to feel better. I push myself regardless of injuries, being very thankful for each soldier that serves and served this country. Thank you to the veterans who had served in the Vietnam War. It is March 29th, 2025, and we appreciate every soldier and every veteran that has kept this flag standing in this country and this nation. I salute you in honor and respect. And I'm already feeling my feet sweat really bad. This is about a 13-mile trip and already about 10 miles out. So just wanting to tell all of the soldiers, remember those times of those blisters you got on your feet. Remember the times of those sweaty feet on those marches that you had. Go ahead and tell a story in the comments below, and I'd like to hear one of the stories that you all have. And I appreciate every soldier. You made a lot of sacrifices to serve this country, and that means everything to all of the people that live in this nation. You may not understand the importance of your life, but you are very important. Each individual makes an incredible and wonderful difference, and we appreciate the veterans of this country. Happy Vietnam War Veterans Day. You all, the pain gives the gain. I've felt the pain in my muscles throughout this, and just kept fighting and saying, if they fought through that pain to serve this country, then I'm going to fight the pain. Thinking of them. Seeing you all like an inspiration to my life. We can never do, and we can never redo the things that you all had done for this country. The flag would not stand without you all. Thank you for the sacrifices that you made. Thank you for every blister that you ever had on your feet. Thank you for the strength and determination that you pushed to make the differences for this nation that you did. Any veteran watching this, please put in the comments below one of your favorite times of marching, as well as your most difficult time of marching. I want to hear both the best and the worst. Looking forward to seeing seeing you all's story. Your story matters and can make an impact. You can imagine how much more difficult that it was back in the times of the Vietnam War. They did not have the technology that they have in today's time. They did not have the proper medical treatments that they have in today's time. But yet, regardless, they made it through. And any veteran who made it through those severe times is such an honorable miracle being, and I salute you in honor. And I appreciate each and every single soldier that had served this country. I may not have had all of the opportunities of this country, but what I do have is rights in this country. That means everything to me. And you, veterans and soldiers of this country, made that possible. And because of that, you have incredible value to me. And you should have incredible value to yourself. Never underestimate your worth. Because you've done something for this country that many would not have the guts to do. Thank you for all the strength that you pushed to keep this flag standing in this country. Soon going to be on Mars. You all, we pray that as the veterans serve the country, that the country serves the veterans. And in all unfortunate news, there are some veterans that are not as supported. And my Aunt Dinah has been doing military counseling for over 20 years or so, and she's a licensed counselor. She did so much volunteering for the military that she was rewarded an award from the government of Texas. But she sent out, you all, a very important letter to Congress about the support that the veterans need. And I need you all to say a prayer with me that my Aunt Dinah will get an immediate response from Congress about the support for the veterans that is needed. And if my Aunt Dinah's letter to Congress gets approved, then many veterans will be more supported than ever before, which is shocking that it has not already happened that way. So pray that that letter gets approved. My Aunt Dinah is a licensed counselor for the military. She's a military spouse and has been for many years. And she used to live at the Air Force Base up here. And we pray that that letter will go through and will be responded to immediately. At these little ones, we pray that they get proper food that they need. And they split one there. You're such a brave warrior. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now you know your ABC. Next time will you sing with us? Very good. And to make sure these wonderful horses had some apples. Very good. They are such miracle blessings of life. Yes, you all are so strong. Bless your little hearts. There's a reason why the cows can eat the grass peacefully. Because the veterans of the country made it possible for us to have peace in this country. So eat your grass peacefully, little cows, and thank the veterans that you can be on the land without thinking about what PTSD is, how many soldiers came out of the Vietnam War with PTSD. Some people do not know what that is, and we'll just explain what that is. So PTSD is called a post-traumatic stress disorder. So you think you may not understand that even when that is said. So I'm just going to explain this further. Okay, I'll give an example of how I have a sense of PTSD. It's not the same way. But remember when I was on that travel emergency, and then you all know my life story. I did not have parents. I went through children's home academies, was on the missing flyers for 2 years, found across the country. I got stabbed in the knee in my sleep at 15, shot at, defended against first gun at 15, and had a lot of severe things that happened to me. Then I was denied by the recruiter over the phone at 18, and then flew back across the U.S. and then ended up getting abandoned, thrown out, hit by a car. Have not had educational opportunities since like the 6th grade and some 7th grade classes. But you know, when there was one time when I was on the emergency travel trip that well, I was not familiar with the area, and it ended up being an emergency because you all know that I stood up for the right thing. Then they ended up consequencing me instead of the person that was doing wrong that I stood up to, and because they were being absolutely unacceptable to a child, and you know, they were being racist to a child, and I do not allow racism. So you know, stood up to that. Well, during the time I marched like 15 miles, I had no idea where in the world I was, and I had blisters, big blisters on my feet, and I started to undergo a level of stress. Well, during that time I had a flashback, and this is a part of PTSD, is some things will trigger. Now, was marching and was singing for a while, but then after a long while ended up becoming very stressful of not knowing where I was and how long that I had to march before I knew where I was at. Well, the thing is, during the time of having a flashback, I ended up, because when I was a homeless child I went through starvation, so I ended up passing out in certain places, and I passed out near a dumpster one time, and there was a person that stepped on my head and said, "Oh, I did not see you there." And I was bullied as a child for not having the same eyes as everybody else. So during that time, it was very traumatizing for me. Well, the thing is, as I said, I did not have a lot of opportunities in this country, but I'm thankful for the opportunities that the soldiers helped me to have, like rights in the country. Well, the thing is, it's the thing, what PTSD is like in the example. So you know how I had a flashback about something that happened because it was a trauma trigger, meaning that when I was marching to a certain stress level to the point to where I did not know where I was, it made me think of those moments that I had during the time of traumatization. So with some veterans, they'd undergo like a certain level of stress, and then suddenly they may have that something may just trigger them. It may be like a loud noise, or it may be a noise that was similar to a noise that they once heard, or it may be like a similar situation, or and of course never a similar situation, what happened then. But think about this, you know, you're saying, well, why would they have a flashback? Well, think about it like this, you know, they had a best friend that they marched with. They had a best friend they ate MREs with. They had a best friend of going through difficult times and happy times and better times and worse times, and then suddenly they see their best friend getting shot in the leg to where they had to lose their leg. They seen their best friend getting brutally corrupted, you know, and you would imagine that would cause a person to have nightmares and have flashbacks and you know, things in that manner, and so, you know, that is a part of what PTSD is. But there's more to PTSD, and we pray that now there's some people that can never truly recover from the traumatization entirely, you know, but there is ways to cope with the trauma.
you know, prevention. Having, you know, using coping skills and trying different coping skills to help you to get better. And my Aunt Dinah is a counselor for the people in the military, and she's done counseling for the military for over 20 years, and she's actually helped veterans literally that was on the brink of death to save their self before they, you know. And the thing is, you know, any veteran that goes through anything, I want to let you know that I just marched 13 miles for you. So you better know that you matter. I marched on the behalf of the veterans and soldiers that, well, with a tricycle. Yes, but there was pain in my muscles. And I have a brain injury. I have an indention in my skull. Indention and break. There's a break in my skull too. So, but I'm saying that I push myself and you know, to care about you all, and I did not have to do it, but I did it because of the love and care that I have, you know, for the ones who made it possible for me to have rights. You know, what you did as a veteran is greater than what you imagine it to be, because you're not seeing the millions of people that you made possible to have these rights. You say, oh, I'm only one person. Well, that you as one person, okay, made it possible in ways that you do not even know. It's called a chain reaction, a ripple effect. One leads off of the other. You know, when the generations start having new soldiers, those soldiers pick up where the other ones left off. Okay, and the thing is, you as an individual makes incredible differences. And if you ever have difficulties, okay, I do recommend trying counseling, seeing how it goes. And that could help you, because my Aunt Dinah does counseling. And do not think it's not cool, because it is cool. I think it is absolutely cool. You could go on marches and represent as well. I mean, hey, if other people would like to march with me or go on a tricycle trip or a bicycle trip with me, then I'd be fine with that. But perhaps I can inspire you to go on a march or to do something that you'd love to do. You know, I do pray that you all will express your talents and to not focus on too much of the traumatization, because I do not know that level of trauma, you know, but I do know a certain level of trauma, right? And the trauma that I have, how do I cope with that? Well, I try to utilize different forms of expression. I use coping skills. I do writing, right? I try to fulfill in the greatest of ways. I go on trips representing and appreciating. And, you know, that's the kinds of stuff that I encourage you all to do. You know, have certain levels of expression. Do not focus on negativity, because we cannot change the past. That's not something we can change, but we can create the better future together. And if there's any veterans that want to put your thoughts in the comments, soldiers, active duty, if you want to put your comments, I would greatly appreciate that, because, you know, your opinion matters, your facts matter, your life matters, and I'd love to hear it. And I encourage everyone to try journaling, like journal your life story. You know, some of the greatest historical documents were actually documents written by soldiers, and those are actually sitting in museums. So you could imagine one day, you know, your writings could be in a museum or something. But I want to let you all know that your life matters, and for the people that were not aware of PTSD, now you understand what PTSD is and how it can affect a person, and how we can help those people that have PTSD to overcome that, and just introduce them to different coping skills, help them calm down, have more self-control, and have more structure, order, and management to their life. Again, appreciate every veteran and soldier in this country. Earlier, had accidentally ruined an anthill. And during the time of accidentally ruining the anthill. We had to help build the anthill back just to make up for what we did. And you see, that's very similar to how the government is. Because the government led the soldiers to go to war. And so they gotta build the anthill back, and stronger than ever, to make up to the little soldier ants that worked so hard to build the nation of their colony. So the government owes it to the little ant soldiers to build the colony and the nation better than ever before, and to support the little soldiers as much as we can.